Kingsway is a roguelike RPG with a unique style that is emulating an early 2000s operating system like Windows 95. This game uses its aesthetics in creative ways in the gameplay. All the menus and windows and stuff that you would have in a roguelike RPG are different pop-up windows in this game. Like your status is on a separate window, your inventory is on a separate window, and if you want to open it, you have to click on the little icon on the desktop. So if you want to make sure you have the right amount of stats to equip this item, you have to click on the item twice, it'll pop up a little property window, and you have to cross-reference it with your stats on your status window. So like using a real desktop, you have to keep everything organized because you never know when you need to grab a potion while you're in battle, and you have to click through 60 other windows to get to your bag. I was talking about fighting, I guess. So now let's segue into the actual gameplay. Now to talk about the outer gameplay loop, or basically just the overall thing you're going to do in the game. Okay, so you start off on the left side of the island, which is randomly generated, or island nation, whatever. And you gotta go to the right side of the map by moving to these predetermined points that show up on the map. And as you move to those points, you will participate in random battles, which get progressively harder as you move to the right, as you probably would expect. So actually participating in these battles is important. Now for the inner loop, or basically where you're going to be doing most of the time you're playing, and that would be participating in the random battles that I have stated before. And these battles, they aren't turn-based. The best way I can describe them is live battles, because whenever you choose an attack, you have to watch the bar grow at the bottom, and then that's when you attack. You know when the enemy is attacking because their bar will grow, and you have to use that to determine when to block or not. So yeah, live battles. And the enemy's attacks, they might just be straight up damage, or they might spawn another pop-up window on your screen that you have to quickly close out before it actually loads and hurts you for either more damage or a status effect. And some enemy's attacks might just close windows on your screen and you have to go to the bottom and open them back up again. When you finish fighting battles, you gain experience, as you do in any RPG. And when you level up, you get 3 status points, whatever, that you can apply to the stats in your character screen. And you get to learn a skill, which is like specialized for each class. It can vary from like healing or being able to eat spare items that you have to gain 3 points of health, which doesn't take magic. Oh yeah, you have magic in this game as well. There's just stuff, I guess, basically special move. And all the weapons and armor in this game require a certain amount of stat points to actually use them. So making sure you have the right amount of stat points for your epic new cool sword that'll do 5 damage is important. So prioritizing which stat you upgrade is important because it has effects in battle as well. Agility makes you attack faster and stuff. It's just important to know what you need. And so we're going from point to point. When you actually get to those points, there might be a random event that happens, such as you stumble upon a group of thieves that you either have to fight or run away from, or an abandoned house or hovel or whatever that has a monster chest and a bed in it. And if you use the bed, you'll be able to heal yourself, which is important. But all those things are random events that'll happen when you land on the stage. But there are certain bigger monument things that you can see from a while away, like the towns, the caves, that are basically dungeons, and the actual dungeons that offer more risk but with high rewards, like a dungeon does, and they're optional also. While you're out adventuring, you will get random quest pop-ups that are basically side quests that'll give you things, items I guess, that are helpful if you basically, I think, collect a lot of monsters parts or go and kill a monster that they say. But that's just it. Those are side quests, you don't even need to do those, don't worry. The higher level your character gets when you die, and you will die in this game, you get a certain amount of gems that are basically what you use to buy the permanent upgrades of this game, like a really big inventory upgrade, I guess. You can also buy things like keyboard shortcuts that are helpful things that you can perform in game, like scroll through all the windows that you have open. And you can buy new themes, cursors, and other aesthetic stuff like that. Speaking of aesthetics, as as I've mentioned before, everything is based off an early 2000s operating system, and everything looks like it was from an early 2000s operating system. And a cool thing that it does when you start your run, you get to choose a random character or customize it. Customize the face, the little Doom guy face down at the bottom that shows up on your player screen, and you have the ability to put custom faces in there, so that's cool. And for the music, like everything else in the game, you have to actually do that yourself. So half the time I don't even have music going in the background. So, but from what little I've heard, it's okay. It fits. So yeah.
What little story there is.
Story is that you are an adventure man, you get a letter from the king that there's a big scary thing coming from the left side of the world, and you gotta go to the right and stop it or something. That's it. It's a roguelike, doesn't have that big of a story, so yeah. Closing statements. I didn't make a thing for this one. Yet. So basically, I really enjoyed this game. It has a cool aesthetic that's incorporated into its gameplay pretty well. And overall, I like it. It's a good amount of money for a game. It's $10. I say you buy it if you want. Whatever I describe sounds interesting to you, I recommend it. Play it, I guess. It's not that expensive, and it has a lot of replay value because it is a roguelike. So yeah, thank you for watching.